was heavy. My chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan, but you called me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing. No, your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open, 'cause when you call my name, I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. You call my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness, into your glorious day. Oh.
No matter when and over again, I choose you. And every day I'm faced with these decisions, but overall I choose to follow Jesus. Yeah, I look to you, God. Oh, even when the clouds are rolling in. Yeah, I live for you, God. Even when my world is caving in. I choose you. I choose you. Yeah. No matter when and over again, I choose you. Oh, I do. Yeah. I choose to praise you and I choose to sing with all my heart, with everything. You're the everlasting God and King. You are the way. You are the way. I choose to praise you and I choose to sing with all my heart, with everything. You're the everlasting God and King. You are the way. You are the way. I choose you, Jesus. I choose you. Oh, no matter when and over again, I choose you. Yes, I do, Jesus. I choose you always. I choose you, yeah. I choose you. I choose you, Jesus. I choose you.
Just bounce. Hey!
Good morning, Bridge Church. It is great to have you all with
It
us
is.
this morning. A special shout out to Jude and Andy for that music intro. That was a really great way to just get us started, I think, for the morning.
Yes, I'm feeling very amped. Yes, so you've got us Squires Girls hosting this morning. We hope you are well and that you're staying safe. So yeah, just let us know in the comments what you've been up to. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, we love just seeing what everyone's been getting up to this week. And as you've just seen on that video, we've just seen all the youth having a praise party and Andy Morley DJing. And just something that we're just really encouraged by is just seeing the youth really leading the way during this time.
Yeah.
Not letting the distractions of the world put them down, but choosing to have God at the centre of everything that they're doing. So great job, guys. You're doing an excellent job.
Yes.
It is amazing. We do love Bridge Youth and just how they continue to encourage us all.
Yeah.
So great job.
Brilliant.
As well, we would just like to welcome all of you guys in the comments. As well, if it's your first time joining Bridge Church today, a special warm welcome to you. We do hope that you enjoy the service. We've got some great things coming up. We have Aaron sharing this morning.
Yeah.
So Aaron always does a brilliant job. He's going to be speaking on Daniel that we've done the past few weeks. And yeah, just a few other Bridge members from
Our family sharing,
Yeah,
don't we?
yeah,
Yeah, which is
So
great
it's-
because I know for us as a household, we've actually really enjoyed that. Even the little snippets of just encouragement and testimonies.
Yeah.
We absolutely love hearing it. We love knowing what everyone's been doing and what their story is and what they have to share. So thank you to
Yes.
everyone who's been doing that so far.
Yes.
Definitely.
Anyway, we'll head over to some shout outs, are we?
Yep, speaking of the family, we'll hop into the comments. So, we had Steve Tilbrook on first thing this... Oh, wait, no, sorry, it was Timmy,
Yeah.
did we say?
Yeah.
We heard reports it was Timmy.
Got it wrong.
On our comments, we see Steve commenting first,
Yeah.
but we heard that there was someone called Timmy on at 1:30 in the morning.
Yes.
So
Yeah, he commented, Timmy
Shout
beat
out.
Tilly apparently. So
Yeah.
bit of rivalry going on there.
So, step your game up for next week, Tilly.
Yeah.
you'll need to.
But yeah, it's great. We love hearing that you're all on, that you're all tuning in.
Yep, so we have Dave and Sue Young on it as well.
Good
We've
morning,
got-
guys.
Yeah, we've got the Broadhursts. We've
Morning.
got Denise and Brian Carr.
Oh, brilliant.
Wonderful.
Good morning, Denise and Brian.
Yeah.
We've got Gillian Saunders from down south, so it's lovely you could be with us this morning.
Yeah.
Yes. that's good.
We have Hilary Jones, we've got Dan and Sue Baird, Emma Harmon, Anna Cook, and we have Gary Bolton, who has gone to get his breakfast and a brew.
Oh,
So-
brilliant.
interesting. What is
Yeah.
it, Gary? What are you having for your breakfast?
Let us know.
We'd like to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're currently waiting for our breakfast actually. We're sat
Oh.
at table number 2. So when
are.
you're ready, Becky, we'll have our bacon bagels. That'd
Yes.
be nice.
Sounds brilliant right
Yeah.
now.
We'd love that, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
I would.
And we've got Julie Fern on from New Zealand.
Yeah, good morning, Julie.
Good morning.
From across the other side of the world.
That's
It's
mad.
lovely to have you with us this morning as well. Probably
Yeah.
your night time though, actually, isn't it?
Say an
Yeah.
Australian accent. Or New
Start
Zealand
Australian,
accent.
it's New Zealand.
Dad would be ashamed. We've got Barry Bradshaw on as well. We've got Daniel Arcus, who also says that Benjamin Arcus will be 8 tomorrow.
Oh,
so
brilliant.
happy
8
birthday,
years
Benjamin.
old. Yeah, happy birthday, Ben.
Brilliant.
Yes, and we've got the Pritchards on as well.
Morning.
We've
Morning's
got
Pritchards.
Keith Armstrong, who also says it's Sue Armstrong's birthday today.
Oh,
So good,
today.
happy birthday, Sue.
Happy birthday,
birthday.
Sue. Does it mention how old she is?
He says it ends in a 3.
Oh.
So,
33?
Yeah, probably 33.
yes.
33.
We have the Morleys on, we've got the McPhails, the Fosters.
Wonderful.
Got-
Brilliant.
So many people then, haven't we?
Yes,
Got
we've got
plenty.
lots today.
Yes, and as well, just we haven't forgot about the kids either, so don't worry, we've got a challenge for you guys. What we would like you to do during the service is just draw a little picture, send it in to our Bridge Church Instagram, and we can show some of those at the end. So that'll be great to see what you guys want to draw, make it as colourful as you want, as big as you want. Yeah, we'd just love to see them.
Yeah, show them on the
Yes.
screen. We love showing off
Exactly.
our artwork.
As well, we do also have some, we've got 3 characters actually coming up on today's screen when Aaron speaks. So, oh no, we don't actually. No, I've just heard we don't. Oh, we're just doing the drawing one. Never mind. We're not doing the characters
Scrap
anymore. So just the
I got
drawing.
it.
So send in your pictures to us. That's what we want to see, not the characters. So yeah, brilliant.
Yes. Brilliant. Well, yeah, just keep your comments coming throughout the service. Let us know what you've been doing in the week. We just love knowing what all the different families in our church have been doing. Something that
Yeah.
we have been doing as the 3 of us, haven't we? Is we've been painting for the past couple of weeks at
yes.
church. So the purple walls in the auditorium, they're all gone. We've got a lovely new fresh colour instead, but we won't reveal that just yet.
Not saying.
But Cookie did say he wanted to paint it yellow because he said he misses his sunny holidays, but we said
Don't fancy yellow.
I know. Too bright.
We said
yeah,
no.
yeah. Don't think that would look very good when we have weddings either.
Definitely
would it?
not,
So
yeah.
we're not going for the yellow Cookie. Sorry, you're overruled on that one.
Tash is just thinking of her wedding, so.
Yeah.
We can't have a yellow wall. That just really wouldn't look very good. But anyway, we'll let you enjoy the rest of the service. We'll come back to you shortly towards the end to see you all off. But we hope you get something from it. We hope that God is pressing something on your heart this morning with what people have got to share. So we're handing over to Cookie. Bye.
Brill, see
See you later.
Oh, Highbridge Church, what do you mean I've got more paint on me than I have on the wall? In between everything else, some of us are down here and painting our auditorium, ready for eventually when we come back. We're not too sure when that will be, but as soon as we do know, we'll let you know. We know that you're enjoying our Sunday services because you're getting in touch, you're encouraging us. Hasn't it been fantastic to see the host, the different stories that we've had? Your generosity continues to overwhelm us, continue to give in that way as part of your worship. Something on your screen will be helping us in that. Listen, as for today, let's rejoice and be glad. God has made this day. We've got a spring in our step, a real sense of purpose. We're going to come back eventually to this sparkling pin of a place. I'm going to introduce you at the outro to all the people who are just helping at this time to paint our auditorium and the rest of the church. We are ready and excited. God, please help us, we pray. Have a great rest of the meeting. God bless.
I won't forget the wonder of how you brought deliverance, the exodus of my heart. 'Cause you found, you freed me, held back the waters for my release. No, Yahweh, 'cause you're the God who fights for me, Lord of every victory. Hallelujah, hallelujah. You have torn apart the sea, and you have led me through the deep. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Good morning, church. We're going to just worship together. So good to be in your homes and just pray blessing over you. I pray that if you know the words, really just let them, just enjoy them. And if you don't know them, then just sink into your chair and enjoy.
Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hands have provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Summer and winter and springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars in their courses above, join with all nature in manifold witness to thy great faithfulness, mercy, and love. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. And all I have needed, thy hands have provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Pardon for sin and a peace that endureth. Thine own dear presence to cheer and to guide. Strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. Blessings all mine with 10,000s beside. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. And all I have needed, thy hands hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
Good morning, everyone. For anyone that doesn't know, my name is Aaron. I'm a minister here at the Bridge Church, and I'm just going to be sharing a few minutes with you this morning. Now, we all remember our time at school, don't we? For some of us, that was a few months ago, even if we are still at school. For some, it was years ago, some even decades. But when I was at school, one of the things I used to remember and quite look forward to was when the teacher would come into the class and tell everyone that we are going to do a group project. It was usually in kind of a science lesson or something like that. And the teacher would say, we're doing a group project. That would mean that you're not just doing the work by yourself, kind of doing lots of writing and things like that, but you're going to be working together with other people in your class, which meant that you didn't have to do all the work. There wasn't as much writing, and you got a chance to chat with other people as well while you are getting on with your work. As the teacher said this, it meant a few things. Probably this was going to last a few lessons. Usually the project would take a couple of lessons that you'd be doing this. And usually as well, it meant you've got to get the laptops out. I know for kids and young people these days, that doesn't sound that exciting, but when I was back at school, if we were able to get the laptops out at school, then it was exciting for us. And when the teacher was kind of putting us into groups, you'd be looking for certain people to be in your group with you. You wanted to get a good group. First of all, the first person you wanted in your group was the clever one. The person that was maybe top of the class, that always wanted to get the good grades, that you knew most of the answers. If you had that person in your group, it meant you didn't have to do as much work because they would be wanting to do most of it. Second person you would want in your group was the arty, creative one. That person that couldn't stand it if your work was messy, that knew that you wouldn't be kind of doing your writing and cramming the words on if you didn't fit them all on, but making your work look nice. If you've got to do a presentation at the end of it, that it would be all beautifully set out and laid out and all colour coordinated with nice pictures and everything like that. Having that person meant that you wouldn't have to do any of the writing, but that person had to do it all by themselves. And obviously, as well as those two people in your group, it would be you and your best mate. That would be like the perfect scenario. You've got the person there to do all the work, to do all the thinking. You've got the other person there to write it all down and make it all look nice. And then you and your mate can just chat about football, what you did at the weekend, while the other two were kind of getting on with the work and getting a good grade for all of you. So that was like the best outcome. That other people would do the work and you could just get the grades just while you had a chat with your mate for a few lessons about it. But we've all had maybe moments in life where we've looked to connect with the right people, looked to be partnered with the right people so it is beneficial for us. It might be when you do remember back to maybe your first day at school or first day at college or university, and you've got this whole opportunity, all these new people to meet, that you'd be looking around and seeing who can I connect with? Who's going to make this experience easier for me? Who's going to make it better for me? Who am I going to be able to connect with and kind of make that alliance with, that you'll be able to go through it together and make your experience better? It might be when you go out for a meal. If you've ever been out for a meal where there's kind of a large group of you, it might be for someone's birthday or like a big celebration. And there's that moment where the waiter kind of says to your group, your table is now ready, and everyone kind of gets up and goes to the table to find a seat. Now, if there's a large group of people, it'll probably be some people there that you're a lot closer to and you know really well, and that knows that you'll have a laugh with, you'll have good conversation with. There might be some people there that you don't really know, and thinking, if I get sat next to this person, I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about. I'm not sure if it's going to be awkward. I'm just going to be sat here staring at my food all night. So you're looking to be sat next to and connected with the right people to make it as beneficial for yourself. I remember it might be as you go into work and kind of the people you connect with at work as well. I used to work in a high school and I didn't have my dinners at lunchtime when the students had them because I used to do lunchtime supervision. So I had my lunch either the lesson before or the lesson after lunch. And we went into our staff room and there was 2 doors in the staff room, one on either end. And often I'd walk into the staff room ready to have my lunch and kind of look around, see who was there, think, is there anyone here I want to sit down and have my lunch with? Usually there was some kind of teachers getting on with their marking or doing some work that maybe didn't want to be disturbed. But for other people, I'm looking around thinking, do I want to sit next to and connect with that person that I'm going to be able to have a good chat with, talk about the football, talk about what we did at the weekend, or whatever, someone I can connect with. If there was no one there, I kind of just carried on walking through the staff room, out of the other door, and find somewhere else to have my lunch. But in this story I'm looking at this morning, we're looking at the story of Daniel in the lion's den. And Daniel's put in a bit of a situation like this. For those of you that don't know the story too well, Daniel works for the king. He is one of the king's best employees. He's highly thought of. He's amazing at his job. And the other people around him are quite jealous of him and kind of want to be in his position, want to have the kind of glory and the praise that he gets for doing his job. So that because of that jealousy, because of all the feelings they have towards Daniel, they come up with this plan to get rid of him. So they say, if we come up with a law that can bring Daniel down, that can get rid of him, then we'll be able to kind of have his position and have the kind of glory that he does. So they come up with the idea, knowing that Daniel worships God, that loves God with all his heart, that if it's something to do with that, they think they can get him. So they go to the king and say, can we bring in this new law that means nobody can worship anyone apart from you? They have to worship the king. The king obviously thinks this is a great idea. Everyone has to worship me. So he makes this law. And we get to this point in the story where Daniel's kind of got to choose what he does in this situation. Does he continue worshiping God, or does he go with the law and kind of only worship the king? So this is Daniel chapter 6, verse 10. Now when Daniel learned that the decree had been published, He went home to his upstairs room where the windows opened toward Jerusalem. 3 times a day he got down on his knees and prayed, giving thanks to his God, just as he had done before. That last line again, it says, just as he had done before. As soon as Daniel learns about this law, he goes home, he goes to his room, he prays 3 times a day, just as he has done before, as he has always done, day after day, week after week, the same thing as he's always done. Now, we can often think about this story of Daniel in the lion's den and think the story is kind of about this one moment where Daniel disobeys, the king disobeys the law and continues to pray and worship his God. That it's this incredible moment of bravery and boldness that Daniel makes his decision and kind of does this act that then ends up with him being thrown into a den of lions. Well, actually, I think this story is more about the consistency of Daniel's relationship. That line there that says, just as he had done before. Daniel doesn't actually do anything different in this situation. It isn't necessarily a massive moment of, a massive kind of light bulb moment or an incredible moment of courage. He simply does the same thing he has done day after day, week after week, month after month, all throughout his life. He makes the same decision he made the day before and the day before that, to go home, to pray and to worship and spend time with his God. See, even though Daniel's kind of confronted with this obviously huge moment of him potentially losing his life, being thrown into a den of lions, either losing his job, and he could have seen this as a huge kind of disaster moment or storm that's coming in his life, but he still makes that choice to go home and worship God. And I think for us, one great thing for us is that the strength to stand in a storm comes from the consistency of our connection. The strength for us to stand in any storm, anything we're facing in our life, will come from the consistency of our connection and our relationship with God. It was Daniel's relationship with God, the fact that he knew him so well, that he'd spent all that time with him, that he knew his scriptures, he'd spent time praying with him and worshiping him, that meant in that moment he could stand and say, no, I'm still going to go home and pray and worship my God. He was not fearful of what would happen. He was not fearful of the king, but actually the more important thing to him was staying connected with his God. In Hebrews 11, there's a chapter that talks all about people like Daniel in the Bible that have made decisions like this, that have been kind of heroic in the way they've stood for God and the actions they've made. And the first verse of that chapter says this. It says, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Because of Daniel's relationship with God, because he had prayed with him 3 times a day, because he'd spent and invested in that time, in that connection with God he had, that gave him an assurance about what he could not see. He didn't know whether he was going to be thrown in the lion's den or not. He didn't know if the lions would eat him or not. He couldn't see into the future. But what he did have was an assurance about who his God was. He had an assurance about the relationship he had with his God and the confidence in him and God's promises over his life. That God would always stand with him, that God would always be there for him, that God was his friend and protector. I think when we look back and think about times in our life, whether it is you're doing some group work at school and you've got maybe that clever person, the person that's top of the class in your group, it gives you an added confidence, doesn't it? That maybe when we stand up and present something to the rest of the class, that they'll have the answers if there's any questions. It might be that you play on a sports team and there's a certain player on your team that you know if that person's playing, if that person's on the team today, that it brings that extra bit of confidence to the rest of the team and to you, doesn't it? For me, I play for the Bridge football team, and one person in particular that I thought of this, someone that used to play on our team, was called Tom Shirley. No offence to any of the Bridge players, but when he was kind of playing for our team, it just brought such an extra confidence to the rest of the team that at any moment in the game, you could give him the ball and he could go and score a goal. And the fact that just he was playing, he was on our team, gave the rest of the team a confidence. It might be that you're in a bit of a confrontation and you've got the 6-foot guy that goes to the gym all the time with all the muscles and you're the one stood behind him. I'm sure that gives you a bit of extra confidence knowing that whatever's coming your way, that you are in a better place. It might be you've got a friend or a family member, someone that you know will stick by you whatever happens, that you know will always be a listening ear, will always be there for you. But it's that connection, that relationship with them that gives you confidence for what is coming. And for Daniel, I think it was that relationship he had with God, the fact that he knew him so well, that he knew his word, he knew his promises, that gave him that confidence in that moment to stand and say, no, I'm going to worship God. I'm going to spend time with him. He had an assurance about who his God was, even though he could not see what was coming in the future. I think a really important thing for us is to think about consistency over compromise. I believe consistency is a great foundation of our faith. That when we've consistently seen something happening, that then gives us a great foundation and something to place our faith on, doesn't it? And we've seen something time and time after again come through, time and time after again, do well, be the right thing. We have then a faith in that, don't we? But the biggest thing that is going to come against that, I believe, is in our consistent relationship with God is compromise. The last thing pretty much I did before we went into lockdown in the middle of March was run a marathon. And I made this decision kind of just after Christmas that I would run this marathon to kind of raise some money for the Life Centre. And in the start of that preparation, I spoke to different people about who'd run marathons, spoke to some of my friends that had done marathons and things like that. I emailed this marathon trainer and kind of Googled all these different training plans for how to train for a marathon. I'd got my plan set. At that stage, I'd never really ran more than about 3 miles before. And then I had my plan of kind of working my way up to be able to run the 26 miles of a marathon. And I'd got my plan set. I was kind of confident that it was the right plan, that I could, if I followed this plan, then I'd be in the position in the middle of March ready to run this marathon. And the only thing then at that point I thought, what could stop me from being able to do this was compromise. Apart from being injured or something like that. But from my point of view, the only thing that was then going to stop me and get in the way of being able to finish and achieve that marathon was compromise. That I had this plan set. If I was going to skip a run, if there were certain days I didn't feel like running, I thought I'm too tired today, I'm not going to run today. Or if think I'm too busy, the weather's not nice, if it's raining or hailstoning, I'm not going to run today, I'll leave it till tomorrow. The only thing that was going to get in my way there was compromise. There were so many times I was doing my training halfway up a big hill, 10 miles into a run, thinking, I just wish I could stop and go home. But that thought kept coming back into my head, no compromise, you've got to keep going. When I completed my marathon, kind of so many different people said to me, oh, well done, you did amazing, that was brilliant, well done on doing it. But for me, the running of the marathon was not the hard bit. There was at no point during that marathon I wanted to or thought about giving up. At no point did I think about stopping or walking or had them thoughts thinking, oh, if only I could just stop now and kind of go home. It was during my training that it was kind of day after day I thought, I wish I didn't have to do this. I wish I could stop. I wish I could give up. That when there was no one else watching, when I was there by myself just running, those were the times when I thought, I just want to compromise. I just want to give up. I just want to start walking or not do this run. I'll do it tomorrow. Now think about what is our attitude towards our relationship with God. Do we have an attitude of no compromise in our relationship with God? This moment that Daniel faces is an obvious time for him to compromise. A new law has just been made that it is now illegal for him to worship his God. It's illegal for him to pray to his God. It's an easy time for him to say, oh, well, today I'll give it a miss. I'll go and do it in a few weeks' time when this law's kind of died down. But actually, he didn't compromise in that moment. He carried on with what he knew was right. And for us, do we compromise on the different areas of our life? Do we compromise in our relationship with God? It might be times when we've actually made decisions to say, actually, yeah, I'm going to spend this time with God. I'm going to do this. But things get in the way. We get tired. We get distracted. We get too busy. And we compromise on those plans we've made to spend our time with God. Is it in our actions? It might be things that we know aren't right, but we see other people doing them, we see society living in a certain way, and actually we then begin to compromise, think, well, it'll be okay, everyone else is doing it, and we compromise on our actions and the things that we do. What about our thinking? The thoughts we have. It can be so easy to think whatever we want and hide them away, think no one else is going to know my thoughts. But actually those thoughts do turn into words, they turn into actions, and God knows that every thought. Not compromise on the thoughts and the things that we are thinking. I don't want our response in this story to be that we think if we come up against a storm in our life or a situation like Daniel did, that we're going to just make the right decision in that moment. That if we think actually when a time is hard, that actually I'll be able to make the right decision then. I love our response from this message to be that we consistently choose to have that connection with God. We consistently don't compromise and choose actually that day after day, week after week, month after month, we want our connection, our strongest connection to be in our relationship with God. We want to stand with him day after day and spend that spend that time in our life worshiping and praying to him. For this week, I'd love you to think about that. Think about the different areas of your life. Do you have that consistent relationship with God? That line, as I said, the strength to stand in the storm comes from the consistency of your connection. Your strength to stand through any circumstance will not necessarily come in that one moment, but come in the consistency of your relationship with God, the time you spent in your word, the time you spent in prayer, in worship with him. And the stronger relationship you have, the stronger connection you have with God will set you up day after day, week after week, to live your life in a way that is honoring and glorifying to God. Let's live in a way that glorifies God, not for the approval or pleasing of man, but the way that glorifies God and the plans and purposes he has for our life. Thank you.
I was born into a Christian family, so I've been a Christian all my life. But I decided to commit my life to Christ when I was 6 or 7. And I felt more connected with God, and it wasn't like it was just how I was supposed to do it. I wasn't like forced to be connected to God. I felt connected to God just by myself. And some of the ways that I've been keeping connected with God in quarantine is praying at home and reading my Bible and singing some songs.
So I've been a Christian all my life. It's all I've really ever known, so it's nothing new for me. But the day I decided to give my life to Christ wasn't too long ago. My mum would always try and tell me to if I wanted to dedicate my life to Christ or go up in church, and I always kind of said no because I felt I wasn't ready yet. But I feel like I always kind of shrugged it off because I was scared of giving that commitment. But I realised that that's not important, and that what's more important is God being in my life. And yeah.
Hello, I'm Alice, and I've been a Christian for about 3 years. So in terms of how I've kept it consistent in my faith, there's been lots of things, but personally for me, I think family and friends have been a massive part of how my faith is consistent. So obviously most of you know my older sister Mary, and we're quite close in age, so we've managed to go through things together a lot of the time. So starting our Christian journey together was a massive confidence boost and support as I was starting mine, as it can be quite a daunting thing where you need a lot of courage to do. And then obviously my friends, my life group girls, we've spent so many times together. It might be getaways where we've experienced new breakthroughs, or just journeying with each other through life. And we always say that there's a point in life where you kind of get to a split road and you can think, actually, no, I'm too cool to kind of be a Christian, or you can say, no, I'm going to stand out in my faith and I'm going to be bold. And obviously I knew that that's what I was going to do, but having some girls that kind of were doing it with you and beside you and behind you was a massive encouragement. And just having those cheerleaders and then me being a cheerleader for them is a massive thing that has made me keep on going with my faith, even at times where I've found it hard to stand out in a crowd. But that consistency in those cheerleaders is a massive thing for me.
Hi, I'm Rosella. I've been part of the Bridge and a Christian for all my life, really. I've been around. I think for me, the thing about consistency in your faith, it feels a bit hypocritical to talk about because there's times that I don't feel very consistent. But I think for me, it was learning that actually it doesn't really matter if I'm feeling consistent all the time, because God is consistent all the time. That His faithfulness, His goodness, His love is consistent even when I'm not. And I think just finding places to be reminded of that, so particularly with people and opening up the Bible and all those sort of things that really just remind you of who God is, that really helps in those moments.
Hi, my name's Paul Galloway. I've been a Christian for 35 years, became a Christian while on holiday at Herne Bay Court. I took it as serious as you would as a 7-year-old becoming a Christian. Lived my life within a Christian household, went to church, then eventually dragged to church as I got older. But then I went off and lived my own life, did my own thing on my own understanding and strength. And that went on for many years, and about 15 years ago I felt God talking to me, calling me back to church, and I started to do things out of my own comfort zone, out of my own understanding. It was just what I felt God was asking me to do. So I did it. And I have to admit some of my greatest achievements and some of my best times is because of listening to God and being obedient to God and then throughout that being consistent up to where I am now. And within all that time building up to now, being consistent in what God's asked me to do, you get a better feeling of purpose, and understanding. So with my consistency at doing what God's asking me to do, is I've a more sense of purpose and understanding in life of what needs to be done rather than how the world says things should be done, and understanding of that. So yeah, for me, being consistent in my walk recently has given me a sense of purpose and a stronger understanding of what God wants me to do.
So hi, my name is Mary, and I have been a Christian for 30 years, 1990. 31 years, isn't it now? What keeps me going is thinking about how faithful God's been in my life. What's He done for me? Well, I didn't know Him and I was 36 and there was no hope for me, and I was in a hospital at Christmas, and this is Christmas 1979, and the carol singers come round and sing Hark the Herald Angels Sing, and God puts in my heart the piece of where it says, born to raise the sons of earth, born to give them second birth. I didn't know what that meant, but it stuck in my heart or my mind. Later on, when the doctor said they're going to take me to somewhere else because there's nothing they can do here, God then says, and she shall give birth to a son, and his name will be called Jesus, and he will save his people from their sins. Those are the two things that God spoke into my life, and I did not know him, but he knew me. His faithfulness then carried me through for another 10 years, but before then, when they take me to Manchester, they've drifted this doctor in from Germany, this specialist doctor who says, can we use your body for science because there's no hope for you, but we'll do our best to bring you through this. And as he's putting the needle into my arm, I say, God, if you're real and you're up there, can I live long enough to see my children grow up and not need me anymore? 10 years on, he's still there, but I have not acknowledged him. He takes me to a little place in a house, and I acknowledge him. He becomes my saviour. His faithfulness never left me, and I did not know him, but he knew me. And for me, what I hear in the morning is birds singing, and that gets me up because sings my soul, how great thou art. All I have needed, your hand has provided. The faithfulness of God in my life, I cannot believe how much he loves us.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Thank you to the worship team, outstanding as ever. And we had that hymn, and some of you are looking at the screen and saying yes and amen. More hymns, especially Jean Cartwright. I mentioned at our welcome that we are painting the auditorium in the midst of other things. I want to say some thank yous. I want to say thank yous to the Squires family, John Squires, Michaela, have I pronounced that right, Julia and Natasha. Also Paul Galloway, who's overseeing us. He's our gaffer. We'll come to him shortly. Ross Cook and Martin Scholes. They've all been here working hard so we can come back in a stronger place. Have a great weekend, or the rest of your weekend. We'll see you all soon. Keep safe.
Hello again.
Hello.
Hey.
Wasn't that brilliant?
Yes,
I
it
enjoyed
was
that.
great. Yeah, we had a great ministry from Aaron this morning. about seeking consistency in the connection. Just a great challenge to making sure that we're pursuing God and that relationship with Him daily. And a great thing. And a great encouragement too from all those doing testimonies about how they have lived out consistency. Just a great encouragement to make sure that we're doing the same.
Definitely.
So good job.
Great job, everyone.
Very wonderful. Well, shall we head to some more shout outs and different things? See what people have been commenting throughout the service.
We did see that Gary had some crunchy nut cornflakes for breakfast, so hope you enjoyed them, Gary.
Yeah.
Yum.
I did love a bowl of crunchy nut, I must say.
I've never had it, I don't think, actually.
I do like crunchy nut cornflakes. Very delicious.
Okay.
Yes. Good choice, Gary.
And John has also informed us that it is Gary and Catherine's anniversary today.
Ooh,
so happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to you guys.
Joshua Idawa also says good morning to Miss Crichton.
So good morning, Miss Crichton. I also got informed by her that she had jam and marmite on toast for breakfast this morning. So what do we all think of that?
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Very interesting choice from her.
Yeah, not one I would choose.
No.
Yes. It seems like everyone's loved the rave to start off the service as well. So a great job to those who put that together.
Can't go wrong with that.
No, definitely
having a
not.
bit of fun.
Love a rave
Get
on a
the
Sunday
energy
morning.
pumping.
Jumping about.
Get your day started.
Definitely.
Yes, and a good job to the worship team as well, who just made a really great atmosphere for the service.
Yeah. We're so incredibly blessed, aren't we, as a church? To have such great worship leaders and musicians and stuff. We really are blessed by all the work that you've been putting in throughout this time as well. So thank you to all of you.
And the tech team as well, who put it all together. So shout out to you tech guys.
Yeah.
Doing a brilliant job. Wonderful. So let's get into some of the kids' pictures that you guys have been sending in.
About this.
I know we've got a few, so let's get them on the screen. We've got the first one from Buddy Skulls. Ooh, very nice and colourful. I like that.
Yeah, lots of different things going on that page.
Yeah,
very
like
busy.
that.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Brilliant. This one is from the Oliver family, so from Rebecca Oliver.
Great job, loving those flowers and the cross there.
Yeah, great detail.
Yeah, very good. Great job, Rebecca.
This one is Dan's of Morley being the DJ.
Yeah,
which is brilliant. I love that.
That does resemble Morley a lot as well.
It does.
Actually.
Great job, Dan.
Yeah, look at those hands going.
He's written some words in there saying groove, is it, or cool?
Groove. Thank you, Dan, for that lovely illustration.
That is good. Oh, this one is from Dom and Anna Buddy and their little dog Teddy, their new little puppy.
Yeah, so, to those of you who know Dom and Anna, they have just got a dog recently, haven't they?
It's so cute. So
Very
cute. We hope
dog.
you're all enjoying the service. I can't wait to see him go on a walk.
Teddy's enjoying the service.
Yeah. Oh, and this one is from the Lurie family. That again is a lovely colourful one.
Oh, is that Tess there holding the picture?
I believe so. With some lions, is it, on the picture? I love that.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
Oh, it's the Lion's Den from Aaron's Preach.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Finally in the Lion's Den.
That is really
brilliant.
good.
Thank you, Lurie family. That's a wonderful picture.
And this one is Alexa with a rainbow and some butterflies. How lovely.
Very colourful.
Alexa's very big on her colours. She loves things like this. So brilliant picture, Alexa.
Yeah.
You can even put that up in your window, can't you?
You could do,
more
yeah.
NHS
That's a good
support,
idea.
so that would be really nice.
That is a good idea.
Have on the show.
Yeah.
Brilliant job.
Amazing. Any more? Oh, this one is from Ellie Hogg. That is good.
Job. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Some
lots of different colours going on there.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Oh, yeah, nice little zoom in there.
Dolphin friends, it's two of them.
Yeah.
I love that one actually.
Yeah, brilliant
Very
job,
nice.
Ellie.
Flowers at the bottom of the sea, is it?
Ages. Mia.
Brilliant. This is the last one as well. This is from Mia Walker. That is, I love that actually. A nice little colourful tree.
Yeah,
I really like that.
Abstract with all the nice little colours like
Yeah.
coming off on the branches as well.
Yeah. Should
Really
definitely
cool.
get that framed. I like that.
Reminds me a bit of the Lorax. with all the
Lorax.
colourful trees.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never actually watched the Lorax.
But aren't they wonderful? Thank
They
you
were.
everyone who has
Yeah.
sent in those pictures.
Yes, and
done
big
those
thank you to you
drawings.
all. I love them.
Yeah,
Through them.
we like seeing how everyone gets creative during this time, so it's so nice to see all of your different artworks as well.
It is.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You yourself are a bit of an artist, aren't you? So.
I am a little
Yes.
bit.
Got the eye for it.
Yeah, I've been trying to do a little bit during this time off, but I feel like I've been busy with lots of other stuff as well.
Yeah,
I've had so much
painting.
youth stuff going on, so
Yeah, got
even
lots to
you've done
do.
a little bit, haven't you, Julia? So
Yes.
that's always really nice. We love a bit of creativity in our church, we really do.
Yes, definitely. We do.
Anyway, should we do some more shout outs or should we head to the announcements? What do you think?
Let's do the announcement, shall we? Then we can
Yeah.
come back to some comments maybe at the end.
Yeah. Okay, so one of our first announcements is the church are just continuing to support the CAP and Baby Basics and the job clubs that we've got going on. So they are all doing amazing, those teams. Thank you for all of the work that you've been doing so far. We really hope that everyone who's been hearing from those people and needing their help has just really received it and been really blessed by everything that they're doing. So thank you guys, and just continue to pray for them during this time.
That is amazing. Yeah.
We also have the Kids Camp, which is going online from Tuesday the 21st of July to Thursday the 23rd. So that's just going to be a great time for any kids that you might have. So you can sign up by Church Suite, and any information you may need is available on the church's website.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
that'll be a lot of fun, so don't miss out on that.
Yeah, definitely don't want to miss out on that.
No.
If it's anything to go by just from like the Tuesday trivias and stuff that we do with youth, then
yeah,
the kids camp will be
it's going to be incredible.
bigger. So yeah, amazing. Wonderful. Yes, so we also have Bridge Youth and Bridge Kids things still happening, so don't forget about that. We've got Tuesday trivias for the youth, which goes on during the week. We also have life groups, which is every other Wednesday. So yeah, if you want to keep up to date with anything that the youth is doing, then just head to the Instagrams and the social media, and it'll all be on there. So that is great fun. I know we've been enjoying it, haven't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we're loving all those different games that people have been planning. So yeah, we love having everyone on there. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, and seeing everyone is not always nice.
Yeah.
So if there's anything in this service as well that has resonated with you, if there's anything you need support for, feel free to contact the church with email, which is pastoral@bridgebolton.com. They would be happy to talk with you there. And any further information you may need is available at the church's website, www.bridgebolton.com.
Yeah, brilliant. So just get in touch there, and just to kind of finish you off with the last announcement, it is just to do with the kids. So we have got our kids, Bridge Kids channel going live after the service. So if you head over to that channel over there, and they'll be continuing just to do the work and different things for you to do on there, because we've not got the plans anymore, so you should be getting the emails sent out for when we have those on as well. So yeah, all the kids get over there. I'm sure they'll have planned some amazing stuff for you to do. So get creative, get your thinking hats on. So yeah, be encouraged by everything that we've got on there for you too.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bridge Kids as well, actually, I have heard we've got a winner for today's picture contest.
Drum roll.
Drum roll, please. And the winner is Tess Lurie. So well done to you, Tess. You did a brilliant job of Daniel in the Lion's Den.
Yeah.
So there will be a prize coming your way.
Yeah.
So we hope you enjoy that.
That is brilliant. We love handing out prizes, don't we?
Oh,
we
yeah,
love putting
definitely.
a smile on everyone's faces through just the brilliant things that you are putting on through the church and doing different things like that and being creative throughout the service. So
definitely.
brilliant job, Tess.
Yes, brilliant job. Don't worry as well if you've not won a prize, because there's going to be plenty more opportunities.
Oh,
So
plenty.
yeah, don't you worry. Just keep sending in things and be creative.
Yeah, that's it. Right, well, shall we carry on with some more shout outs just before we kind of finish and
let's
draw
do
to a
it.
close?
Yeah.
Who else has been commenting?
We've got Anna Buddy. I take no responsibility for the picture. So that is Dom's masterpiece, I assume.
I thought it was quite good, to be fair, Anna. So,
I loved it.
Yeah. Very good for Dom.
People are saying great testimonies, so further encouragement for all of those that you know, were just doing that throughout the service.
Brilliant. Anything else?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Oh, we've had a lot of referrals to being like loose women, haven't we?
Yes,
Oh,
we
yeah.
have.
We've had Gary and Tilly I don't know whether they're big fans of loose women or not, but they've referred to us as being like watching loose women.
Well, I don't know whether to take that as a compliment, but I mean, they are professionals, so if you look professional doing this,
I'm taking it as a compliment.
Yeah.
I'm having that.
That's a lot of fun anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, should we kind of say that's the end of the service today?
Yeah, unfortunately so.
Yeah, I know. I always hate it, especially when I'm at home. I hate it when the service comes to an end. I wish church could just go on for hours and hours.
know,
It's just
definitely.
so much fun. But we wish you all a really great week. We hope you have lots of fun, whatever you're getting up to. Remember to put God at the forefront of everything that you're doing, like Karen was talking about. Be consistent in your relationship with Him. Love Him, pray with Him, spend time with Him. And we'll hopefully see you all next week.
Yes.
Take care, Bridge Church.
Have a
See
good
ya.
week.
My sin was heavy, my chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan, but you called me a citizen of heaven.